being one of the most professional people that I've had the pleasure to interact with, and hopefully will be a model to other people who come behind you. I think part of the greatness of our School of Education is in its staff, and you represent that. And we're gonna miss you around here, but not the kind of standards that you set. So to all of you, I wish you well in your retirement. Remember, you are our university treasures, and as such, we get to stay in touch with you. And we will have a revised faculty emeriti program. So we expect to get you back on campus in various capacities. Not you so much, Judd, but certainly Mimi and Marge. So all the best to you. Bye.
Thanks, Yolanda. I guess we should probably squelch the rumors that Mimi is going to be the Associate Vice President of the University of Wisconsin River Falls in charge of NCATE. Is there any? No truth to that rumor, sorry. Rumor is now squelched. Next, I'd like to bring up the current interim Deano of the School of Education, Dr. Joe Braun. One thing you never have to worry about with Joel is getting too pompous. Well, I did a little research in preparation for this afternoon, not a lot, but a little bit, and one of the things you might not be aware of is that we are saying farewell today to 78 years of service to Cal State Dominguez Hills. I won't tell you how much of that's Mimi's. But this is a big chunk of the life of this university that we're congratulating today. Marge was a pioneer in the reading and language arts area, and at one point she even took classes in Spanish so that she could teach courses on linguistic applications of reading for Mexican American dialect students. So she was one of the earlier multicultural teacher ed people in our program. She was a pioneer in computer literacy for teachers, and I remember teaching back to back with Marge when I had a computer literacy class and she had a logo class after me, and I could see the students in her class starting out phobic, keeping their fingers away from the machines, and by the end of the semester they were writing programs and doing these wonderful things on the screen. So she really won some people over in becoming effective with computers. And it was something that she did very recently that I appreciated from my college days. I was an undergraduate at Berkeley in the 60s, and our little Carl's Jr. event reminded me that one of the real treasures of college life is getting worked up over social issues, and we don't do a lot of that around here, so I appreciated that contribution that she made to us. You know, Judd goes way back. He headed the Learning Assistance Center. He led the fight to remove quality from education. I all remember that. And we all supported him in that effort. Then he loaded us up with grants, partnerships, everything on top of our teaching responsibilities, and went off to Wisconsin. And if you want to learn more, we have the Apple program back there, and there's the Carl Skinrid tape, which is available on request. Thanks, Judd.
Thank you.
Mimi served in a variety of capacities. She's been department chair. She was an assistant dean of program planning and resource administration, buildings, resources, trees, all of those sorts of things. It's interesting that she and Yolanda were administrative fellows together. Now Yolanda's the vice president, and Mimi is... Anyway. She was also, when I came to Dominguez Hills, I came to Dominguez Hills as an associate dean, and at the time Mimi was associate dean of the School of Education and formed a group called the Council of Associate Deans, which was very helpful for me because she got us all together for lunch, and the new associate deans at the time learned the ropes. As you may know, Council of Associate Deans spells CAD. So in some ways, Mimi was the premier CAD at the university when I arrived. She took a sabbatical to a junior high school in South Central LA. She taught retired engineers how to be teachers, not an easy task. And she dragged the School of Ed through not one, but two successful NCATE accreditations. I went back through and saw that she'd done the other ones too. Now, you know that 20 years ago, Govind was packing up to leave Uganda because he was living and working under the regime of Idi Amin. Then he came to Cal State Dominguez Hills, and he worked under the regimes of Peter Ellis, Diana Wolf, Mimi Warshaw, and Kathleen Tyra. So, I don't know, Govind, was it any better?
They didn't take his house.
That's right. At least he got to keep his house. Well, you've been through some tough times, Govind, and if anybody deserves a rest, it's you. So thanks to all of you. We're going to miss you. And even though the state says you can't come back and work for us, we'll find a way to get you in the back door again, because we need all of you. Thanks. Thank you, Joe. At this time, we would like to bring forward Dr. Kathleen Tyra, the Department Chair of TED, and a little ceremony for our renewed, we don't use the word retirement, we're going to stick with the term renewed people here. Come on, Kathleen.
The first is about Mimi. I mean, what can I say about Mimi? She was my mentor and my friend. But there was something I chose, and we'll call her an orthoceras, and I think Jean would appreciate that. It's an extinct nautiloid, preserved on a rock matrix, distinguished by a straight rather than curved shell, and it's polished, like Mimi, a rare fossil. And the definition of a fossil is that something that remains, there are remains of or traces of previous animal or plant life found in the Earth's crust. So Mimi is crusty, but she remains, and so today we fossilize her. So here's your fossil. Okay, and then about Govind. I could say he had the heart of the Tin Man and the courage of the lion, and that he called Dominguez Hills his home for 20 years. But he has other attributes, both hidden and known. And so his co-workers will help spell out those attributes now. And this is how we remember Govind.
All right.
Don't worry, Govind, I'm not going to sing. I threaten you. G. G is for Govind, a gentle man, a gracious man, a genuine person with a heart of gold. Did you know he was a gardener? And did you know he was a gambler? So here's something to take to Las Vegas. Dice and real casino chips.
All right.
O. O is for optimism and open-mindedness and always being so obliging, for always offering to aid and abet, and for being so obedient and always obeying the orders of Peter and Diana and Mimi and myself. Here is your own leash. That's for protection when you go on your walk. The dog doesn't come with it. Go find your own. And hope your dog is just as obedient as you were. V. V is for being such a valuable member of our staff, and for the volumes of work accomplished over the years, and for the biannual vacations to India when we'd be without a department secretary for 2 whole months or longer. And for his valor, and for doing a valiant job, we give you a Medal of Valor.